No need signing him. Paul Scholes slams Gyökeres after disastrous Arsenal debut against Spurs. In what was billed as a crucial fixture in the early Premier League campaign, Arsenal's 1-0 defeat at the hands of bitter North London rivals Tottenham Hotspur at the Emirates has sent ripples through the footballing world. The much-anticipated debut of Victor Gyökeres ended in frustration and criticism, with former Manchester United midfield maestro Paul Scholes emerging as one of the most vocal detractors. Scholes, never one to sugarcoat his opinions, offered a scathing assessment of the Swedish striker's performance. His remarks have stirred debate about Gyökeres' future, his suitability for English top-flight football, and whether Manchester United had a narrow escape by not securing his signature during the recent transfer window. Arsenal's North London nightmare. Coming into the derby, Arsenal had been flying high. Mikel Arteta's side had enjoyed a promising start to the season, boasting an unbeaten run and impressive performances across multiple competitions. The arrival of Victor Gyökeres from Sporting CP was seen as a final piece of the attacking puzzle, a powerful striker with Championship and Primera Liga pedigree who could help Arsenal challenge for the title and make waves in Europe. Yet, under the high-pressure lights of the Emirates, in front of a roaring home crowd, Arsenal looked disjointed and uninspired. Despite controlling possession for long spells and creating several half-chances, they lacked a clinical edge in front of goal, precisely the quality Gyökeres was signed to deliver. Unfortunately, the Swedish striker offered little. His movement was sluggish, his first touch poor, and his decision-making suspect. On two clear-cut occasions, Gyökeres fluffed his lines, once skying a shot over the bar from 6 yards, and another time miscontrolling a simple through ball that would have put him one-on-one with Spurs keeper Guglielmo Vicario. Tottenham, to their credit, were disciplined and sharp on the counter-attack. The goal came from a well-executed move, capitalizing on Arsenal's inability to recover defensively after losing possession. But much of the post-match conversation turned not to Spurs' performance, but to Arsenal's glaring attacking deficiency, and Gyökeres' role in it. Paul Scholes unleashes on Gyökeres. In the post-match coverage on Premier League Tonight, Paul Scholes didn't hold back. Greater than, if this is what Arsenal spent their money on, they've made a big mistake, Scholes began. Gyökeres looked out of his depth. He didn't press, didn't drop deep, didn't link play. He looked like a Championship player dropped into a Champions League environment, and the gap showed. Scholes was particularly critical of the media hype surrounding the striker before his Premier League debut. Greater than, we heard all summer about how he was a hidden gem from Portugal. I didn't see anything remotely top-class today. And if Manchester United were even considering signing him, I hope this game changes their mind. There's no need signing him, we dodged a bullet. The bluntness of Scholes' comments struck a chord with fans, many of whom took to social media to echo the sentiment. Gyökeres, a risk that hasn't paid off yet. Arsenal's pursuit of Gyökeres was seen as bold but calculated. At Sporting CP, he had emerged as one of Europe's most prolific forwards, scoring 27 goals and providing 12 assists in the Primera Liga during the 2024-25 season. Strong, mobile, and physically dominant, he fit the profile of a striker capable of thriving in England. That he had experience in the Championship with Coventry City only added to the appeal. But the Premier League is a different beast. Many successful players in other European leagues have struggled to adapt to the pace, intensity, and physicality of English football. Gyökeres, on this evidence, may be the latest in a long line of continental stars who shone abroad but dimmed on English soil. Some analysts argue that one game is too early to make such sweeping judgments. Former Arsenal striker Ian Wright defended Gyökeres, saying, "Greater than, he needs time. It's his first Premier League game, a high-pressure derby, and not everything clicked for the team. I remember Thierry Henry taking a few games to find his rhythm. Let's not write the lad off after 90 minutes. Still, others believe that Arsenal were unwise to place so much hope on a relatively untested striker at this level, especially when they're aiming for domestic and European success. The United what-if, Amorim and the mystery union. Much of the intrigue surrounding Gyökeres' move to Arsenal is rooted in the fact that Manchester United were also pursuing him. New Red Devils manager Ruben Amorim, who had coached Gyökeres at Sporting CP, was reportedly keen to bring his former talisman to Old Trafford. Amorim's admiration for the striker was well documented. In May, he described Gyökeres as a relentless worker and an elite finisher who brings physicality and hunger to the final third. United reportedly submitted an inquiry early in the transfer window but cooled their interest when the player made his preference clear: Champions League football. At the time, Arsenal's participation in Europe's top competition was a significant draw. Gyökeres reportedly believed the Gunners' project was closer to immediate silverware. But hindsight, as they say, is 2020. In a recent interview following United's 3-0 win over Wolves, Amorim was asked about the Gyökeres saga. His response was telling: "Greater than, I respect Victor a lot. He chose what he thought was best for his career. We've moved forward, and so has he. We are very happy with our current squad and our direction. We don't dwell on missed opportunities, we build new ones." United's summer additions, including Portuguese forward João Neves and Dutch winger Xavi Simons, have already made a strong impact. With the Red Devils unbeaten and second in the table, the Gyökeres "what if" now feels more like a bullet dodged than an opportunity lost. Fan reaction and media blowback. If the Emirates was subdued at full time, online platforms were anything but. Arsenal fans took to Twitter and Reddit with mixed emotions, some calling for patience, others for immediate action. "Greater than, we gave Nicolas Pepe time. Look how that turned out," one fan posted. "This feels like another expensive mistake," added another. "Can't we try Trossard or Martinelli up top instead? This guy isn't it." On TalkSport, pundits debated whether Arteta's system was to blame for Gyökeres' struggles. Former Liverpool player Danny Murphy remarked: "Greater than, Arsenal's build-up play is overly intricate. Maybe Gyökeres needs a more direct system to thrive. That said, he didn't help himself today. Poor decision-making, poor finishing, it's not a great sign." What's next for Gyökeres and Arsenal? Mikel Arteta faces a crucial period. Arsenal remain in the hunt for the title, but back-to-back games against Chelsea, Brighton, and Manchester City loom large. Gyökeres will likely get more chances to prove himself, but the leash may be shorter than expected. Arteta, in his post-match press conference, struck a diplomatic tone. "Greater than, we brought Victor in because of what he can offer. He needs time to adapt. One game does not define a player. We believe in him, but belief must soon turn into output. Arsenal's ambitions don't allow for passengers, and with Gabriel Jesus returning from injury and Trossard pushing for minutes, Gyökeres will need to earn his place." For Manchester United, the focus turns to sustaining momentum. With Rasmus Højlund flourishing under Amorim's system, and Bruno Fernandes pulling the strings behind him, there's little regret over Gyökeres' decision to go elsewhere. Still, football moves fast. A strong bounce-back performance could alter the narrative entirely. As seen countless times before, players who start slow can still become legends. But for now, the pressure is firmly on Gyökeres' shoulders. Final thoughts: a fork in the road. Paul Scholes' brutally honest assessment may sting, but it reflects a broader concern: was Gyökeres a gamble Arsenal couldn't afford to get wrong? Football fans and pundits alike love a redemption story. For Gyökeres, the next few weeks will determine whether his debut was just a bad start, or a sign of deeper issues. As one Sky Sports commentator summarized: "Greater than, he has the raw tools, but now he must show mental strength." Arsenal fans are loyal, but only to those who fight. It's not too late, but the clock is ticking. For now, Scholes' words hang heavy in the air. No need signing him. Time will tell if that verdict was premature, or prophetic.